Jordan,
Iain!
who was baking a cake, accidentally baked their wedding ring into it, and now has to tell dear old Mildred, who bought the damn thing, that no, I'm not proposing to you, and can I have my wedding ring back, please?
Carmen Electra?
No, two guys. What? Hello, and welcome to episode 44 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I haven't seen my wife in 3 weeks because I can't let her see me without my wedding ring. I'm joined by the guy who's getting sick of me hiding out on his sofa, Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I'm alright, anything for you, my pal.
Oh, you are so kind. Are you sure it's not getting a little bit too much now?
I mean, I've been sort of used to you for quite a few years now, so I'm kind of numbed to it all, really.
Just see me as part of the furniture.
Literally, I just sit on you and everything.
Oh, I've never known this sofa to bite before. Put a gun off me.
But no, I'm all right, thanks. I've actually, you don't know this, but I have taken a human MOT, shall we say. Nah, let me explain.
Please do.
So I thought, I really want to lose some significant weight and I want to kind of see what I'm dealing with. So I've taken blood tests and stuff and I'm awaiting results. They're going to test for all sorts, and at least then I'll know what in my life I'm dealing with.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like a good idea, I guess.
Yeah, I do also think ignorance is bliss.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But, I mean, at least I've got then a baseline, and any improvements I can take as a win.
I guess so. I mean, what if it comes back and they're just like, yeah, no, sorry, you're just incapable of losing weight, sorry.
Then I'll just keep eating. I'll eat my sorrows.
Why not? That's what I do daily. Mostly nightly.
It's day and night for me.
Finish work at about 10 or 11, grab a snack, grab a bag of crisps, 10 pints, and then, go home, do some work while I nibble and drink my feelings away.
Lovely. That sounds like bliss, actually, to be honest.
But you know that, don't you? Because I do it at your house now every night.
Yeah, my little furniture.
Maybe my wife isn't actually that sick of having me out the house then. She's probably just living it up, this is fucking great.
Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe she's been waiting for this for a long time.
Yeah. She's just like, how can I get rid of him? She's trying to find a way, and then all of a sudden, I accidentally baked my wedding ring into a cake, and she's just like, that's perfect. She fucking bought the cake, I bet, right? She's got the wedding ring. She knows where it is, and I'm scuttling around trying to find it, so I can go home to her. She's like, as long as I've got this ring.
Yeah. At least it wasn't an engagement ring.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, it's the worst one, the actual wedding ring.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I know that wouldn't have really been you baking it, because, I mean, you're not much of a baker.
That is true. What I meant to say is I accidentally got my wedding ring stuck in a cake when I was eating it with my hands like a trout.
Yeah, that's more believable.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why there's all those plates in my kitchen.
I don't need a plate.
Anyway, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm good, thanks. Nothing really to report.
Other than your son.
Other than my son, yeah, won't go to sleep at the moment. I think he's getting to the point where he's losing his need for naps, which is good. It's a good thing. It shows growth.
Well, I mean, I've never lost my need for naps.
Oh, me neither. They kind of came back as soon as my first son was born. He was born, and the need for a nap was just instantaneous.
I bet. I can only imagine. And I've only got a dog. Sometimes.
Sat in the hospital room, and my wife's like, oh, fucking hell, that was awful, but now I've got this beautiful baby boy. Would you like to hold your son, Iain? I'm like, nah, mate, I'm off for a nap.
You're like,
I'm shattered, pal.
Would you like to hold your beautiful baby boy?
With a do not disturb sign on my chest.
Don't wake me up.
I'm kidding. I like to try and be the most involved father I can be.
Of course you do. That's why you're really hating on the idea of him not napping soon.
Exactly, because that means that... No, I can't spin that. I still need my naps, right? I work and things and all that nonsense.
Well, I mean, we both say we work, but we both know we don't really.
Just turn up, hide, show up about 5 minutes before the end. Oh, man, what an hard shift that was.
God, imagine if I did that in my lessons. I'd just turn up 5 minutes before the end. I'd be like, no, I've been here all this time.
The hardest part of my job is trying to nap on a plastic chair because it's not comfortable. And I completely deserve to be paid for that, I believe.
I will sign the petition for you.
Thank you. It's been sat in your email for a few days, mate, so it's nice to get some confirmation.
Well, it was when you sent that 49th email I thought I'd better start looking.
He's not going to stop.
Oh, brilliant.
Anyway, enough of our bollocks personal life. What have you got coming up for our beautiful listeners today, Jordan?
Well, I think it was way back in episode 23, I did a compilation of the dumbest things people have said. And did you know, Ian, people are still really dumb.
I can imagine that some people say some stupid stuff, and I cannot wait to hear what you have to tell us that they have been saying, Jordan.
Yeah.
Because the first time you did it was brilliant. I listened to that episode nightly.
At least twice daily. And so, yes, if you haven't gathered, I will be doing a compilation of the dumbest things people have said, part 2.
Fantastic.
So, Ian, what have you got for us today?
CERN, Jordan!
What?
Sorry. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I got a little bit excited. I accidentally interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Have you got a good one today or something?
I hope so. I find it pretty interesting, Jordan. So I'm just going to... Right, okay. Today, I am going to be going into CERN.
Right.
Sorry, that didn't have as much impact as I imagined it was going to have when I got all excited about it.
I'm not sure what CERN means.
Okay, well, let me elaborate a little bit further and hopefully that will clear things up for you.
Is it with an N or are you just calling me sir?
I will let you decide that because I don't know anymore.
Okay.
This is normally the time when I would have my nap.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe you are and you're sleep talking.
It's very, very possible. I am foregoing my nap today so we can record. So this is a time where I'd usually be tucked up in bed, having a little nice, relaxing sleep, ready for my evening at work. But instead, I am here getting overly excited about a topic that is probably not going to live up to it.
Okay, well, hey, you've sold it to me already.
So today, Jordan, I am going to be going into, as promised in the bonus episodes, which, first of all, if you didn't hear that, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Currently over 3 hours in 4 episodes of bonus content, just sitting there patiently waiting for you for just £3 a month. Sign up, listen to them, cancel if you want. Easy peasy. I'm just thinking of you, my dear listeners. All that extra 2 goodness just waiting there for you.
It is a no-brainer.
If you love this and you listen to this, you're gonna fucking love that because we don't beep swears. So if you've ever wanted to hear me say fuck a duck without the beeps, it's right there for you.
Yeah, I've always wanted to hear that. And I'm lucky enough too.
You hear that every day. It's your ringtone, isn't it?
It is.
Fuck a duck, fuck a duck, fuck a duck.
It's really awkward though when I'm teaching.
So, Jordan, what's the name of this next song you're teaching me? Fuck a duck, fuck a duck, fuck a duck.
Oh, yeah, that one.
It's because the chords use F, A, and D.
Ah, yeah, very clever.
Thank you, thank you.
That was very musical of you, actually, Ian.
I am a musician sometimes.
Ah, you don't use any of that stuff when you do your music.
I don't do music. I do drums for other people. But yes, at the end of said bonus episode, I said that the next 2 episodes in the main feed, I would be going into CERN, and I will leave the next week's topic a mystery until the end. So if you haven't already heard that, then jump over to the bonus episodes, because the info is right there.
Nice.
But here I am, right now, talking about CERN. But what is CERN? And how many more times can I say it in the next 15 minutes?
Is it now losing all its meaning?
It has one of those things. And you know, I always remember that. I used to watch Vsauce, and I believe that when you say a word so often that it loses its meaning, it's called presque-vu.
Is that what the actual name of that phenomenon is?
Yeah, so it's like a deja vu. There are also tons of other vus, like describing different situations which are odd to you, to like trick the brain. I'm not even sure what it means, to be honest. Probably means something like of the brain.
Ah.
Also,
I know the ABBA one, voulez-vous.
yeah, that's a good one. That's when you trap your finger in a car door and you go, aha! That's voulez-vous.
I thought that was more of a Sherlock thing, really.
Why?
He just realised who the murder was. Aha!
Oh, right. I guess it has many meanings.
Yeah, it's multi-purpose, shall we say.
So, CERN stands for Council Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire, which translates to the European Organisation for Nuclear Research. But I guess IONA didn't quite sound as good as an acronym, so they called it CERN.
Because it sounds too close to Ian.
It does! I didn't even realise that. Am I science?
Definitely not.
I might be science because I'm some kind of biological mystery, but I'm not a scientist.
That we know that for sure.
as stated. But CERN is basically a bunch of scientists one day decided that they were sick of not knowing what physics really did, decided to throw a massive intercontinental science party, built a gigantic underground racetrack for particles, and called it the Large Hadron Collider.
Okay, yep, I'm with you.
At this party, though, instead of cocktails and hors d'oeuvres, they serve up protons, quarks, and tall steins of science. These particles zoom around the LHC at nearly the speed of light, smashing into each other harder than two long-distance relationshippers who haven't seen each other in months.
Nicely described.
I am the fucking king of analogies.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Thank you. I will take my crown. But why did these super scientists do this? Well, they're on a magical sciencey quest to find the answers to the universe's most pressing questions, like, what's the deal with dark matter? And why doesn't Iain's wife love him anymore? It's like they're playing cosmic detective, trying to solve the ultimate questions of the universe.
Sounds good to me.
But to some, Jordan, all isn't what it seems.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember when the LHC was first turned on the 10th of September 2008, Jordan?
Yeah, I pressed the button.
Did you? Were you there, were you?
Yeah.
Is that why it broke the first time?
I think that's why it went wrong.
Press the green one, Jordan. What, this one that says self-destruct? You got it.
No, that's the red one. Oh, no. Fucking hell.
No, that's the other green one.
Oh, we should have got the colourblind guy in.
They just made all the buttons green. They used up all their science wizardry on creating the LHC that by the time they got to the colours, they were just like, I don't fucking care, mate, I'm knackered. Just make all of them green. Green's the cheapest colour, that'll do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It feels to me like these really massively brainy people would overlook such a simple thing, though.
Yeah. It's like, I remember when I was in math class at like GCSE level, when they would show us like a pattern of numbers and they'd say, find the next number. And because our minds were trained so...
Like spot patterns or...
No, it's like they were trained so much further. And like, we're looking for the algebraic answer to it. We're thinking, right, if that's divided by this, add that, times by that, that's the next number. And we're trying to find it. But kids in like year 1 and 2 could look at it and spot it simply.
Yeah, we were overthinking it.
Exactly. You are the king of putting things into concise sentences, Jordan. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. That's why I'm here.
You're literally just to keep me on the straight and narrow, because if you weren't here, these episodes would be about 40 hours long.
That would be interesting, though, how sleep deprived you'd get.
That's episode 1. I'm going to get a shower and a drink of water. He's here.
I'd like to think of it as the Iain Diaries.
Like the Vampire Diaries, but less sexy.
Well, I'd give it some.
Oh, hey! Nice one. I'll let my wife know I'll be occupied tonight. Looks like I've upgraded from the sofa to the bed.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I remember when it was first turned on, and the talk around my schoolyard was, oh, have you heard about this CERN thing? It's going to create a black hole which is going to grow and just swallow the entire Earth up. And I remember being like, yeah, well, I'm not scared. And then going home and fucking rocking myself to sleep. But in saying that, the CERN website does address it and reassure us all that saying black holes are not possible to be generated by CERN. However...
God, however...
Yeah, however, they might create quantum black holes, which sounds scarier because they're like tiny spiders. Like, you can see them, you look away, they move, then you don't know where they've gone, and before you know it, you've got spider eggs in your brain.
It's awful.
You know what I mean? They're the ones that are the worst. Because if you see a big one, you can fucking see it. And if it moves, you can track it. You can leave the room, come back, and you'll probably still be able to see it, bump into it on the way in. But the tiny little ones, if there's one in my bedroom when I'm about to go to sleep above my bed, and I go and get a glass and a bit of paper to stick under it, and it's gone, there's no way I'm finding that thing, and there's no way I'm sleeping in that room anymore.
Is that why your wife's been seen at the pet shop just buying all these little spiders?
Just maxing out the card on tarantulas.
Releasing them in the bedroom. Yeah. Won't sleep here now.
It's all right. Luckily, they have been defanged, so I've just literally got like a real warm, squishy, comforting rug to walk on now.
Called Jordan.
Jordan the spider. Yeah, my wife did name the spiders after the thing she hates most. They're all called Jordan.
Amazing. The other thing, though, you just say that, but surely if you had the option of what you just described
Yeah.
And being in, say, Australia with the massive huntsman spiders, are you really going to go for the huntsman spider?
I would always go for the big one because
Really?
I can see that and I can make sure it stays away from me.
What if it jumps on your face?
Well, I'm never going to get close enough to allow it to do that. That's the point. I can see it, so I know to keep my distance from it. But say, like, you and I are in a room, right, and there's a massive huntsman spider on the other side of the wall, and then you're like, fucking hell, that's a horrible spider. And I'm like, sure is, buddy. And I look over at you, and then you're like, what should we do about it? Do you want it for dinner? And I'm like, don't be daft, mate. It's a fucking spider. And then it moves. When we look up, we can see where it's gone, right?
Right.
But if there's a tiny little one, and, like, you know, we're in the same room, and then you're like, that wouldn't do for a meal. That's not even half the size of a fucking chip. And I'm like, yeah, mate, but I wouldn't want to eat it for tea anyway, because it's a spider, and it moves, and we look, and it's gone. We're fucked, because we don't know where it's gone.
Got a scenario for you.
I'm going then.
So you residing in your home in Australia.
Okay, yeah. Good day, mate.
Happy day. Everything's nice. Lovely sunshine. You come inside, cool off a little bit, into the nice air-conned room. You go into your third bedroom that has your computer and everything set up. You close the door, you sit down, you look over to the door you've just closed to see a massive huntsman spider, or maybe a couple of them, on that door. What do you do now?
Window.
There's no window in that bedroom.
What, in a boiling hot Australian house?
Yeah, there's plenty of aircon.
Oh, okay, right, fair enough. What would I do? Call my wife. Call an exterminator. Get a bin.
Oh, you've left your phone in the other room and your watch has run out of battery.
Ah, shit, man.
You've just realised there's a power cut as well. Oh, no.
Eat the spiders. I'd follow your advice.
I'm
going to get
know
hungry.
what you'd actually do. You're like, I wish I had these tiny little shits.
I would probably try and find something to bat them with, something long, even if it was the computer, if that was my only option. And then just bat them onto the floor so that I can open the door and run out quickly.
So if you whacked it with a computer, right?
Yeah.
And
It wouldn't be a whack, it'd be a slight nudge. Just to get it off and out of my way.
oh god! But let's say there's two of them, right? So you whack one, or you brush it off, as it were, with a computer, which is not a particularly long thing.
Mm-hmm.
It like jumps on your head or something, and then you've still got a second one to contend to.
Okay, right, I've changed my mind. What I would do is suck them both off, make them tired, put them in the corner for a nice nap, and then leave.
Oh, yeah, you've really thought about that now. Great answer.
I thought, what would the real Iain do in this situation? Probably want to put something in his mouth.
Have you seen? You've just reminded me. You can buy the. I think they're like freeze-dried. They're dead essentially, but freeze-dried edible spiders.
I have seen that. That is fucking grim.
Would you do it?
No, not at all. Never.
Not even for the views.
No, God, no.
Oh.
Not that desperate.
If we get like 1 million people, let's do it.
Okay, I tell you what. If 1 million people download this episode, I will film Jordan eating a freeze-dried tarantula.
You'll film me eating it. No one wants to see that. I'm not scared.
Okay, well, put your money where your mouth is, mate. Stick that tarantula where your mouth is.
You tell you what, you put the tarantula in, I'll put the money in.
As a side. It's like tarantula with a side of money.
Brilliant.
Sounds delicious.
Never mind. Anyway, we should move on.
Yes, so even scarier than spider eggs in the brain is the thought that it's theorised that the people at CERN might be trying to open a portal to another dimension. Supposedly, CERN has been constructed below an area that partially spans an ancient temple that just so happens to be the Temple of Apollo, which, believe it or not, was believed to just so happen to be a portal to the underworld. Evil scientists summoning demons and all that lark.
My favourite kind.
And if you look at CERN on YouTube, these scientists, they don't really look like the evil type. They're just like, oh, this is the part where the quarks are sped up to light speed and thrust down this tube at 100 million fucking billion miles an hour or whatever. But they're not like, hey, yes.
Rubbing the hands.
Yeah, this is where we will summon the fucking demon of death and destruction and stuff. They don't really give off that vibe, so I'm not really 100% sure on that theory. What do you think, Jordan?
I don't know. I'd love it if they looked like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic.
Oh, yeah. Or like Dr. Evil from Austin Powers or something.
That's even better. Yeah.
It's all of them walking around like that.
Yeah, maybe that is the team.
Possibly, yeah. The Doctorees.
If that was the case, I would be concerned.
Oh, very good. The king of jokes has returned, people.
I'm back.
Share this so we can see him eat a tarantula. So another thing that theorists point out is the fact that outside the main building of CERN's Meyrin campus, I don't know if I'm saying that correct, Meyrin, Meyrin campus?
Meyrin? I would have said Meyrin.
I think it's French, and I looked up how to pronounce it last night, but I couldn't do it. So, sits a statue of Lord Shiva, a Hindu god that was a gift from the Indian government, which seems lovely, except for when you learn that the fact that Lord Shiva is the god of destruction and transformation.
Oh, God.
This was a present to symbolise the deep connection between science and spirituality, and to celebrate the long-standing collaboration between CERN and India in the field of particle physics. And that's really cool of them and all, but I'm just saying, in Hinduism, there is believed to be anywhere between 6 and 333 million deities.
That's quite a few.
There's a fair amount, right? So might there possibly been a different one that would maybe better represented what it was for?
I mean, possibly.
They're like, oh, mate, got the perfect gift for you. Just you wait. Check your mail next week, mate. You're going to fucking love it. And then that turns off and they're like, yes.
That'd be brilliant.
Perfect.
Just sat round having the supper, having a little natter.
Yeah, they sat in the break room. They hear a... Oh, fucking hell, who's that? It's Yodel at the door. Got a parcel for you, mate. This fucking big statue. Like, oh, mate, India, you've done it again, mate. That's perfect. Cheers, guys. But aside from that, Jordan, have you seen the footage of the supposedly now debunked CERN ritual?
I haven't.
Okay, so this is a found footage video portraying an alleged ceremony taking place on the premises of CERN. In the video, multiple individuals can be seen wearing dark robes with the Shiva statue in the background, making the area unmistakable. There is one cloaked figure who appears to be stabbing a woman as if it were a human sacrifice.
Gone.
The recording then ends by the person behind the camera shouting, being like, oh, and then hastily doing one.
I've never seen that or heard about that.
It's scary business, isn't it?
Ugh.
The video became popular in August of 2016, and I absolutely love CERN's response to it.
Okay.
On their website's FAQ, they answered this by saying, the video was fiction and the actions violates its professional guidelines. So they're like, at CERN, we have guidelines that state against killing people in ritual sacrifice.
Wow. So they didn't say this was a hoax. They've effectively admitted that it was from them, but it just violated the professional guidelines. What?
Yeah. They just essentially said it is a hoax, it's not real.
Oh.
And doing this would go completely against our moral code as a business, so obviously we didn't do it.
Some might say it goes against the law.
Yes, that one. That's the one that most people would jump to.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, but I love that answer. It's just so by the book, innit? This would go against our guidelines.
Brilliant.
Some other things that people believe could be going on at CERN include working on a particle beam weapon, which was seen recently, apparently, with all the wildfires going on.
Oh, okay. It's all adding up.
Could be a product of CERN. They could be experimenting with time travel, although CERN has stated that apparently it can't be used to travel particles back and forward through time.
Oh, they would say that, though.
Of course they would, but they're bastards. There is also said that they are trying to predict the apocalypse.
Or cause it.
But some say, Jordan, that they already have, because the main theory that everyone knows and loves is the 2012 fuck-up.
Yep.
How much do you know about this one, Jordan?
This is where they say, didn't they, like the world ended or something, didn't it?
Essentially, yeah, you got it in one. This is a theory that said that when they switched on the LHC, they created the black hole that everyone was so fucking scared about. They shot a hole through the Earth, which did nothing short of destroying the bugger.
I must admit, the world has been kind of weird ever since, particularly now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to wager a bet that that's probably because that's around the time that we were coming to maturity. And I would say that the world has probably always been this fucked up, but we just didn't realise it until we got a bit older, which was around that time.
Fair enough, yeah. How much would you bet? Would you eat a spider?
No. Stop trying to make me eat animals and creatures.
1 million hits on this episode. And we'll do it.
Tell you what, give me 8 billion hits on this episode, I will eat a spider.
Okay, you're on.
8 billion downloads, and that spider is mine, okay?
All right.
Smash it. I hope CERN is not working on a time machine, because if they take half the population of the future and come back to now, and that happens, I'm fucked. Sort of like, this'll teach them to badmouth us, the bastards.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting listening all the same.
It'd come back with a futuristic, genetically modified spider the size of a fucking mini. Freeze-dried. Like, eat that, you cunt.
Yeah, you ain't coming to having this fucking money spider. Take this out.
There's a knock at my door right now. They're like, that's them come back from the future. Like, oh shit, I was going to check my front door. Just like open it up. Like, oh shit, man. It's happened. They're here. With a fucking big, I don't know, Cadbury's. Freeze-dried spider. Extra large.
I mean, if it's chocolatey, that takes the edge off.
No, it doesn't. No.
You could just pretend it's a Malteser.
I could just lock the door and come and delete this episode. Start again.
You could.
Just start. Hey, welcome to Two Guys, What's Up? Sounds great, isn't it? What a cool bunch of guys. Definitely not doing anything fucking weird over there.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
But this does lead me to next week's topic, in which I will be covering the Mandela effect.
Oh.
So, long story short for now, they turned on the LHC one day, some shit went down, they destroyed the Earth, but not everyone directly perished in the calamity. Some of our consciousness were apparently transferred to an alternate timeline of Earth where some things were slightly different. But more of that in next week's episode. And in preparation, I would love it if everyone listening at home could just email us in some of your favourite and personal Mandela effects that you've noticed, that is aside from the well-known and frankly over-talked about ones. So please send them over to the Two Guys What's Up email for us to have a ponder through, because I am dying to hear some new ones.
Hell yeah, please do.
Brilliant. So on that cliffhanger, Jordan, I would like to hear some more stupid things that people have said.
Well, Ian, you're in luck.
Nice one. That's what I like to be in.
So, like I said at the beginning, I did one of these compilations many moons ago, but there's just so many stories to tell. I just had to do another segment.
And if you'd like to listen to that first time we went through them, that is in episode 23.
It is. That's a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Wow.
About, 22 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Would have been just beginning to become sort of summer, I guess, or at least the height of spring.
Oh, shit, man. Don't depress me, mate. Don't make me sad.
Sorry, I know.
I'm fucking getting cold. Although saying that, I am sat here boiling right now.
So it is a very humid and sort of warm autumn, actually.
I'm making my fan really uncomfortable by eyeing it up. It's like, I'm going to turn you on. It's like, all right, mate.
It's thinking I thought I was in for a break.
Yeah, I thought this winter shit had put me down for a bit. Not today, fan.
Oh, dear. Well, you have to do what you have to do, Ian.
I would love to do, Ian. I can't get it to reach around.
Moving on. Did you know people are really dummy and they say some stupid shit?
So I've heard, Jordan.
That was the first one. Kicking it off. Someone says, I met a girl who tried to warn me about drinking water that had been boiled because she said that it boiled away the hydration and you'd still die of thirst if you just drank that.
I can't even fathom that.
I mean, me neither, but I thought it's technically true if you boil it for long enough, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, all the water would evaporate eventually. But I think, what are they trying to say, that, like, if you boil the shit out of vegetables, it loses its nutrients? Are they saying that happens with water?
I don't really know what they say. Again, may I remind you, this is the stupidest things people have ever said.
Yeah, there's me trying to make sense of it again.
Another one for you. When I busted my ex-husband for chronic cheating, he begged me to stay with him. Why, you ask? Because his cheating was just a hobby for him, and that it was no different than my painting hobby. Hard pass, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be using that brush to sign those divorce papers, I think.
Yeah, good plan. Yeah, definitely. I mean, she does say ex-husband, so, I mean, something's gone in her favour.
There we go.
Another one. I drive for Uber on the weekends, and one time a girl who was in her late 20s told me that I was making her uncomfortable. I hadn't said a word the whole trip, so I asked how it was that I could make the situation better. She said she didn't like how I kept playing with the fidget stick in the middle of the car.
Oh my God.
I drive a manual. She then told me that I didn't need to use that because her car didn't have that and claimed to be a mechanic.
Okay, I guess this is probably from America.
I think so, yeah.
Because most people in America drive automatic vehicles.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It does seem like that manual cars, or I think they call them stick shifts, don't they, over there?
Yeah.
Just isn't really too common in actually many areas of the world, but particularly in the USA.
So any American listeners, when Jordan there said fidget stick in the middle, did your mind automatically go to gear stick? Or were you like, what the fuck's a fidget stick?
Or were you just really dirty-minded?
Yeah, stop touching your fidget stick.
That was an episode of Fake Taxi.
Oh, God. I don't know what that is, Jordan.
No, me neither.
I'm too innocent.
I just heard it one time. I saw it as like a sticker on someone's car once.
Oh, yeah. Very good, very good. Nice save.
Thanks. On the same note, a guy from Reddit explained the taxiing company Uber doesn't let you become a driver for them in the US if you drive a manual car. Their reasoning is that the jerking motion that happens when shifting gears can be uncomfortable to passengers.
Oh, what? That's
Yeah.
madness.
The chap goes on to say that he drives a manual and tried to sign up as an Uber driver for them and was rejected for this very reason.
That's crazy.
Batshit bonkers.
I mean, it is very uncomfortable when I have to change gear. It does my head in every time.
Not as a passenger.
I mean, it's worse as a passenger because, I'm just having a lovely little trip and then all of a sudden you just, I fucking jerked around. Stop playing with that fucking fidget stick.
I mean, it's not quite as fun as the fidget spinners that came a thing.
Oh, fidget spinner, fucking great thing, yeah. Loved them.
Oh, imagine if you had one on the top of your gear stick. You just spun it.
I am sure that is a thing.
I mean, it should be. I'll make it a thing. Another one for you. Up to a very late age, my sister-in-law believed that meat was taken from an animal that was later released back into the paddock to regrow the missing piece. Then the cycle repeats.
Well, it's very naive, but a lovely thought because, that'd be good if you didn't actually have to kill the animal to get the meat, but...
Yeah, alas, that's not the case, I'm afraid.
Unfortunately not.
Another one. A flight was delayed due to snow on the runway, and a woman complained saying, "Damn it, this happens every year. Why don't they put a roof on the runway?"
That takes the biscuit. That is like number one stupidest thing to say so far.
Yeah.
That was the gold medal.
I mean, her mind's in one way, but totally missing elsewhere.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a good idea, but I think she wants a train, to be honest. I think that's what she's after.
Yeah, maybe the Eurostar.
Yeah.
Be perfect for her. Plenty of roofs there.
And travel.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Still gets A to B, but she doesn't have to get snowed on.
No snow on the runway.
Perfect. Another one for you. I was in a sex education class and we were discussing the anatomical features that the vulva possesses, including the location of the clitoris and how it is on the outside of the body, pretty close to the opening of the vagina. This is where a girl stopped the class to inform us that this was in fact incorrect and that the clitoris was actually behind her belly button.
What?
Everyone was silent. I can still hear her.
It's behind the belly button. Behind the belly button. Behind the belly button, right?
What?
See, the thing is, I don't know what's wrong with this one. She's definitely right, isn't she?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I mean, it's where I always search for it.
That's where I found it.
But yeah, no, apparently a female ended up saying that.
It is shocking how many people know so little about their own body.
Yeah.
But surely, if a teacher tells you something, they're not going to be trying to play a joke on you. So if you have a thought that is the opposite and you deathly believe it, surely you wouldn't just think, I'll stand up and shout this out in the middle of everyone. Surely you go up to them at the end and say, excuse me, I always thought this, rather than what you said. Can you explain it to me a little better, please?
That's a really good point.
Rather than just shouting up, it's behind the belly button. Running around shouting in people's faces.
She might as well have a kick me sign on the back of her.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
100. Well, that's one word for it, definitely. I'll give you a penultimate one.
Okay.
So this is from a clearly racist individual who was overheard saying the following.
One of them wankers.
Makes it all the sweeter when you hear this.
Okay.
If I could find a country that didn't take immigrants in, I'd move there myself.
And I love that the sheer irony of that would have been totally just lost on them.
Yeah, the racism is blinding, and in doing so, you would then become the thing you hate.
Exactly. Brilliant. What a wanker. And finally, I'll leave you with my personal favourite, of which there are just no words. So, here we go. I had a friend of a friend in school completely believed and argued with me that mice, yes, mice, ran and manned the traffic lights. She really believed that mice went into the traffic lights and changed their colour. That's why you always saw mice around busy roads. And when I say school, I mean secondary school. We were about 14 years old. She didn't have the best upbringing.
Oh, poor lass. That makes it sad.
No, but that is still stupid as shit.
Yeah.
She should know that mice running up a little pole to change some lights, as and when it somehow seems appropriate to do so, is the most stupid thought anyone has probably ever had.
But Jordan, if you were brought up to believe something your entire life, and you were told that that was the case from the get-go, and that's all you've ever known, why would you have any reason to disbelieve it?
Probably because nobody else was saying that.
I've never heard anyone talk about the inner workings of a traffic light, so...
I've certainly never heard them say mice go and do it.
No, that is true. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like, she might have been told that as a horrible joke from a sibling or something. Or maybe her parents were just dicks. And decided to say something stupid to embarrass her one day, which it obviously has done.
Yeah. Or potentially they're just as stupid as she is.
Yeah, maybe they believed it as well.
Perpetual stupidity at its finest.
Oh, well, I'm thankful that she can break the cycle. Poor girl.
Well, you say that, but apparently she was arguing with her friend about it.
Oh, okay.
Like, how do you do it? And you just, like, go up with a screwdriver and start dismantling a traffic light?
I would go up to a council worker who fixes them and say, can you tell me how these work? And they go, F off. And you go, look, mate, this lass thinks it's mice. And they go, that's daft. It's not mice. It's electronics, you bitch.
No, it'd be more like, my friend thinks it's mice. F off. Get out of here.
You mug.
Oh dear, poor lady. But anyway, that concludes the dumbest things people have said.
Part 2.
That was beautiful, Jordan.
Thank you.
A fantastic addition to the ever-growing saga. I love it.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, I'll essentially never run out of things to say on this topic.
Yeah, just do one every month or so. I can just see your segments like slowly moulding into like Mad Libs Part 4, and then the stupidest things people have ever said Part 3, and then Jordan's jokes Part 2. Just different parts, which I love, because, if you find what your best topics are, then fucking run with them, ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are only so many things that I can speak about.
Speaking of Mad Libs, I think we're due one, are we not?
I think we probably should.
There was going to be one on the interview, but I did that, and it's got for 3 people, I believe.
Okay, maybe that should be still kept in the bag ready for whenever that happens.
Although, I could change it, and it would be interesting to see if I have actually done it correctly.
Okay, yeah.
Because I am an idiot, as we know. I said before.
Yeah.
But anyway, does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode then?
I think it does.
Fantastical news. So, thank you for tuning into today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend to the traffic lights. Take said screwdriver, open it up. Have a little look inside. Talk to all the mice that are running around doing their jobs. Hand them the tiniest little MP3 player you've ever seen in your life. Just press play and let the Two Guys What's Up blast into their ears to make their working day go quicker.
Oh, delightful.
If you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is linked in this episode's description. How many times did I say link then? Where you can click and be jetted off to everything you could ever want to fulfill your Two Guys What's Up needs. And don't forget, we now have a Patreon where you can find all sorts of Two Guys What's Up bonus stuff, including our beautiful pin badges, our glorious Two Guys What's Up branded t-shirts, and if you can't get enough of our fantastic tales and beautiful voices, well then you can now get more, because we have bonus episodes which we release on the last Friday of every month. There is currently 4 just sitting there waiting for your ears to just gobble up the audio fruits, and all that is available right now with the bonus episodes, kicking it all off from just £3 a month. So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do it, head over to patreon.com/2guyswhatsup to check out all the goodies over there. The link will, of course, be down below for your clickety-clack-prack pleasure.
Nice.
But if you can't do that, but you'd still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in the Apple Podcast app would go a long way to help us out, and we would be eternally grateful.
And I would if we hit 1 million likes and Iain eats a spider. I've got it initially at 1 million.
I said 8 billion, Jordan. But on that note, thanks for listening. You have an amazing week, guys, and we will see you next Monday. Bye. Oh, you just blew my mind, Jordan. I could hear my own cogs turning then.
Did you say cogs?
Something was turning, mate.
The hamster fell off the wheel.